Hi Kingsgate Kids. Well, I'm in my kitchen today and I've spent the whole morning writing materials for you guys for the summer. We're going to be learning all about women in the Bible. Do you know, sometimes I find it really hard to write things, so I gave Jenny a ring and she came up with an experiment that she thought you'd be really interested in. The thing is, it feels like it could be a bit dangerous. It involves a plastic bag and some pencils. We've got another one here. And Jenny tells me that if I fill this with water and stick the pencils in through the bag, I won't get wet. Now, I'm not sure this is actually true, and sometimes I know Jenny likes to have a bit of a laugh. I hope she's not kidding me, because I'm all dressed to go out this afternoon, and if I get wet, I'm going to have to go and get changed. Do you want me to see? Do you want to see me having a go with the experiment? Well, here we go. So the first thing she says is we have to fill this with water. So I'll fill it with water. I think that should be enough. Do you think that'll be enough? Do you think it will? So I'll seal up the bag. I really don't want to get wet. Okay. Now she says what I have to do is hold it over my head like that. And she said if I take the pencil and stick it through the bag, she's promised me that I won't get wet. What do you think? Do you think I'll get wet? Oh, this isn't going very well. The bag's already, oh dear. No, this isn't very good. Anyway, we'll try again. So, well, here goes then. I'm going to try with one pencil. Are you ready? Can you count to 3? 1, 2. Is it going to go through? Oh, look. Oh, no, it's leaking. But not much, is it? Oh, look at that. Isn't that clever? I've stuck a pencil straight through the bag. She said I should try another one. I'm not sure I want to put it over my head this time. Let's try again. Look at that. Straight through. There's a bit of a drip, but it's not pouring out, is it? Wow. I've never thought that would work. Well, I've come upstairs. Jenny proved to be trustworthy, didn't she? She told me what would happen, and when I had a go at it, I didn't really get wet. There were the odd drops. I wonder what you thought today about the story about Deborah. You know, she's called a prophetess, and all the prophets that we read about in the Bible are people who'd learned how to spend time with God. They'd got to know God really, really well. You know, it's because I know Jenny really well that I've learned that I can trust her. The prophets weren't special people, but they were people who wanted to know God and set aside time to get to know Him. You know, if we want to make friends, then like my friendship with Jenny, we have to spend time with people. We get to know them better, we get to know the sorts of things that they like, we get to find out if we can trust them. You know, sometimes we can even find ourselves speaking on behalf of others. Things like, I know that John would not like that burger because he doesn't like meat. We don't actually have to go and ask John. We already know he doesn't like meat because we've spent time with him and we've gotten to know him and we've discovered he's vegetarian. So Deborah wasn't special really, but she knew God so well that she knew that when he told her something was right and something was going to happen, she'd learned that she needed to trust him. And trust takes time to build. And as time goes by and we learn that we can trust people in the little things, then the bigger things come along and we're able to trust them in the things that really matter. Well, we know the story. Deborah calls Barak, the army commander of the Israelites, and tells him, we're going to go and find the Canaanites. He must have thought she was absolutely mad, because the truth is he wasn't really a trained army commander. No, he was probably a farmer or a fisherman. He might even have been a shepherd. And we know this because at the time the Israelites were being ruled by the Canaanites. And Sisera, who was the commander of the Canaanite army,
Well, he was too clever to give the Israelites weapons. He made sure they didn't have any. So imagine it, when Deborah says to Barak, get 10,000 men together, they're not 10,000 trained men. No, they're farmers and fishermen and shepherds. And then she says, go and fight the Canaanite army, because God says we're going to beat them. I think Barak might have been rather scared. And I think we know he was scared, because he says to her, well, okay, but you're coming too. We're not going without you, Deborah. So Sisera hears about the Israelites coming, and he does take the matter seriously, because he summons up his army and 900 chariots. That's like ordering up the tanks to go and fight foot soldiers. He must have been very determined to crush these rebelling Israelites. But what Sisera doesn't know is that God is already on the move. When Sisera arrives with his chariots and his men, Barak is there. It must have been terrifying, looking out and seeing all those chariots waiting to come and charge. But God is working too, and the whole Canaanite army is killed. How amazing is that? And only Sisera is left alive, and he's running on foot. And then he runs off to the tent of a lady called Jael. Now he thinks he's coming to a safe place. Jael was the wife of Heber, who was a friend to the Canaanites. So Sisera thought he was going to be safe. But what he didn't know was that Jael wasn't really on his side, and that actually she wanted the Israelites to win. And she killed Sisera with a sneaky trick. It must have been hard for Barak to take orders from Deborah. She must have been an amazing woman for him to do what she told him to do. He clearly saw how close her relationship was with God, and that he could trust Deborah to hear from God correctly. He must have believed it, because he staked his own life and that of 10,000 others on what she said. See you again then, kids. Have a great week. Bye.